Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Aries. So, Aries, as usual, I'm doing this reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. So, Aries, let's talk about complexity and how complexity it's actually disturbing you or just making you doubt or making you hesitate a decision that you know to be true. You know that that is something that you have to go through. It's like there is no other way around it. There is a huge transformation coming up, but you're not sure if that's the right path. And I do feel like it's just that it's like you're just immersed in this web of complexity, because this is how I'm seeing this Nine of Wands opening up your reading today. This web of complexity. And it's interesting because, with the image, one would think that, yes, the traditional meaning of the Nine of Wands is one that carries like the burdens and the heaviness and the load. But today it's almost like you're stuck in the complexity, and even though you should find this free passage, you don't seem to be able to move, right? There's something about like being stuck in this web of complexity that is just weighing you down to such a degree that you don't know what to do, you don't know where to go. It should feel very simple. It's like just moving ahead, because I feel like what you're facing right now, it's something that is not fleshy, is not outstanding. It's like it's very raw, like this raw transformation with the death card. The image that I was given with the death door, yes, because I see this door, right? It's like it's slightly open. So yeah, to me, this is an invitation to transformation, right? But in your case, what I saw was like a room full of other doors. And all of these other doors are fleshy and shiny and colorful. And, they seem to be like this incredible, it's almost like this promise of a transformation that will be easy. And this one is the only one that is less appealing, right? This is what I heard. This is the one that is less appealing. It's not fleshy. It's not colorful. It's almost like it's very dull. It's very simple. But in your case, I want to say that what this door is promising, different from the others that are promising like, a very easy ride, this one feels very straightforward, right? What you want, right? It's like in order to leave this Nine of Wands and see the beauty in this path, or at least see the potential, right? Maybe you're not, I don't feel like you are in the point in which you can see the beauty yet. It's almost like you're so stuck because you're facing something that right now doesn't feel like interesting, doesn't feel like easy, doesn't feel like it's fleshy, but you know that this is the one door that you have to cross. This is the door that you should open. The Queen of Swords is talking about this knowingness, and it's a sharp knowingness. It's interesting because it's reminding me of a conversation that I had earlier today with my own higher self. And even though I like to think, as a person that is very delicate, that is very sweet, that is very low profile, and, just gentle overall, I know that my higher self is not as sweet, right, as I wish it was. So I had this very intense conversation in my mind, which felt like this voice of authority, in a sense, calling me out just for a few decisions and things that I'm postponing, right? And I feel like this is the hesitation that I'm feeling for you, Aries. It's like, that you have to cross this doorway. You know that you have to go through this harsh transformation. Just a second, sorry. So going back to this tough decision, right? One that like inside your higher self has already shown you the direction forward, but it's almost like because of this web of complexity, which makes you feel like you're stuck, when in reality you just have to keep on, you know, it's almost like all of these other doors, they are so loud, right? They're so shiny and so colorful and so attractive. It's almost like being in Times Square, right? I remember being there, and like it made me so overwhelmed. I didn't know where to go, right? I felt stuck because it was like information and like just stimulus all over the place, right? This is how I'm feeling, this sensation of being stuck in this web of complexity, when everything that you need to do and what you are receiving, the guidance, the clear guidance, and almost like this type of calling out message, right, from your higher self, which is coming through straight from your thoughts. So it's almost like being a little bit more serious with yourself, right? It's like being very straightforward with your own thoughts, because you know that you don't need to be carrying this burden of feeling stuck in this web of complexity, or these distractions that are trying to pull you in different directions and distort your perception of truth. Because even though this door is not the most glamorous and the one that feels like it has the most gorgeous promise, this is the truthful one for you, right? So you know that this is the less appealing choice or transformation process, but it's the one that is the simplest. And right now, in order to take you from this web of complexity that is really overwhelming you, it's like the less appealing, even though it's like it's the one that has the lowest promise, or it's like it's not, it's like it's actually being very truthful, in the sense that yes, it's going to be a big transformation. Yes, it might be hard. Yes, there is a lot of unknown factors that you don't know until you cross the door, right? It's like there aren't any very like false ads, right? It's like it's what's written on the door, right? It's like it is there, right? It's like that you can see exactly what you can expect, in a sense, not entirely, but you know that it's not going to be glamorous, basically, right? But you are hesitating still, because the Five of Pentacles here is on the other side of this Queen of Swords. And the way that I was seeing this, it's almost like you're holding the pen that you would use to mark the X on the map, which would then lead you forward, right, towards this door that is very dull and very it's like very simple, right, but very profound as well. It's like it's almost like if the other doors are very colorful and they have all of these lights and flashes and sparkles and whatever, it's like this one has no light, right? Basically, it's like it's dark, right? But the thing about choosing this one, because you know this to be true, because you have received this sensation that is where you need to mark your spot, right? This is where you need to mark the X on the map. It's like this is the way forward. It's almost like you're trying to fool yourself, or fool your own higher self, right? It's almost like by giving excuses, or like just trying to argument with the fact that you're good where you're at, right? It's almost like, but I'm good here. Yes, I'm being distracted, or I'm being pulled, in every direction, and that makes me just stagnate, or like not move, right? Become completely still. And in this stillness, that it's like there is this angst, right? Or there is this anxiety of not moving, because the wands, it's like it's fire, right? So it's burning. It's like this burning desire to keep on moving forward. But the web of complexity and all of the distractions, they are only like preventing your move, preventing your dynamism moving forward, right? So this one, it's like it wants to simplify, right? It wants to take all of the flashes and lights and colors and all of that, and it's like it's concentrating in like one thing, one spot, but you need to be the one crossing the door. Like you have to go and open the door, right? It is already slightly open, so it won't be that hard to go through the threshold, but you need to stop making excuses for the place that you're at right now, because that is, it's almost like that is just keeping you stuck, basically, right? So you need to like get your pen and then write the X on the map on the other side of this door. Or, you know, if this is a matter of choosing between opportunities, right? It's like you now have to decide. It's like now you have to make that choice. It's like that is, you know, the multiple choice option or question or opportunity, right? It's like you have the pen and the paper, but you have to be the one who makes that decision based on the guidance that you're receiving. Even though it is, or it may seem like, or it may sound like, or it may look like the less appealing one, right? So after you go through this phase, which I feel like, to be honest, it might take a while, because it's like this internal conversation of trying to argue with yourself, like, but I'm good where I'm at. And your higher self is saying, no, but you have to take this X and then place it in another spot, because it's like it's going to transform your perception of, you know, belonging or sense of even like placement. Like, what is your place in the world, right? Where you truly belong. And then once that long conversation takes place, it feels like you're going to be happy to make this decision, because the Four of Wands is the promise, but in a very simple way. What this card is talking about is giving you reasons to celebrate the decision, even though you might hesitated because it wasn't the most beautiful, the most appealing, the most attractive, but it is the truthful one for you, right? Even though it might be the most straightforward, the most it's like this harsh truth, right? Your higher self is like just, it's like it's saying something that feels like a harsh truth, and you know that to be true, right? So it's almost like you cannot fool your own higher self, like it knows you, right? So stop making excuses. And it's like, if you believe, or if you trust, maybe that's the better word, if you trust that going with this option that feels dark, or it feels scary, but you know that to be true. So it's like, it's almost like there isn't fear associated with this choice. It's just a matter of maybe like not, it's like not wanting, like it's a matter of not wanting. I don't know how to express that. It's not because you're fearing what's on the other side. It's just because, I don't know. Maybe you're not expecting that you will have reasons to celebrate not being stuck in the midst of all of these flashes and lights and, you know, distractions, right? So it's almost like it is simplifying in a sense, right? Because it's like here you're having to deal with so many different things at once, maybe feeling like you're carrying, you know, the burdens of the world on your shoulder, or the burdens of this decision. So maybe you're postponing this decision like as much as you can, but the moment that you make the choice and you stop arguing with your higher self saying like, but I'm okay here, it's like, no, but it can be better. It can be way better. Because to me, the number 4, it brings like such a grounded feeling. And with the wand suit here being the 4 of Wands, it's almost like it's the sense of grounding yourself in joy, grounding yourself in like this life force, like this force of creation, this a sense of personal realization, right? One that is a lot less packed than this one, right? It's like here, maybe you have so many different responsibilities that you don't know, or maybe different tasks that you don't know where to begin, right? Trying to multitask, but not being able to finish anything. But the moment that you go through this door, it's like that is such a huge transformation that you will have reasons to celebrate simplifying things, right? So this is all that this Four of Wands is, which is, you know, I want to say more than enough, because right now it feels like there is a lot, right? And it's not a lot directed at you, but it's like it's in the environment. It's like it's all buzzing, right? Again, it's just like being in Times Square. It's like it's so much stimuli. It's like all over the place every single minute of the day, right? So here, once you start enjoying, once you start celebrating the fact that you took the harshest truth and you went in that direction. In fact, after the Magician, we do have the Ace of Swords. So you're glad that you have taken that path, right? That you took this opportunity that felt like the dullest one, or the one that was the darkest, or the one that was not as appealing as the other ones. But what the Magician here is saying, it's like, if you're here, Aries, enjoying not the fruits of your labor, because I don't feel like that is the case here. It's just the fact that things are simpler, right? And, you know, just a realization that things are simpler, it's like that is reason enough for you to celebrate, right? But the moment that you get this realization, it's almost like there is like this figure, which to me, the Magician, it's not always, but most of the times, this Magician comes as, you know, this voice of the universe, or the wisdom of the universe, or like this personified universe speaking to you, right? It feels like you're speaking to the universe. So the universe is speaking to you while you are celebrating the fact that you managed to simplify because you underwent this transformation, right? It's like you made the choice. It's like you took your pen and then you made that sign. It's like you made that mark. You signal to the universe that that is the choice that you're making, right? And therefore, when things get simpler and you know the direction forward, this creature, or this voice of wisdom, comes to you and says, you haven't seen anything. Which to me almost feels like this promise of it's way more complex than what you imagine. Which it wouldn't be the most exciting thing, right? If you're celebrating simplifying, right? Because it's like being in this overstimulated environment, this web of complexity, was not allowing you to move or allowing you to create, right? The energy of fire is like this creative life force of yours. It was making you stuck. So here, when this Magician appears, it's almost like you don't have to know what's going behind the scenes, right? The web of complexity that is under my hat. I can give you a few glimpses here and there that are just, it's like the sparkle, right? Because maybe that's the association, right? It's like you don't want to get back to the room where there was like a bunch of distractions and, you know, flashy things, and trying to distort your vision, or make it harder for you to decide, right? Or make it harder for you to move forward. But here it is. It's like you still have the Ace of Swords, which is fascinating, because it's like you already had that even before you crossed the door of the death, right? Even before going through the transformation. So what it feels to me, to be honest, Aries, is that once things get simple or simpler, the complexity is still there, but it's almost like the universe is backing you And it's like it's going to hold like this complexity as a secret, but sharing only the sparkles that are actually going to give you the creative force, but also the clear direction, because it's like you already had that. So it's almost like clearing out the debris that was in excess, right? That was disturbing you, that was creating this angst or the anxiety. So the fascinating thing also is that the bottom of the deck card is the Four of Swords. So I do feel like you still have time to just feel into this new, simpler way of doing things or doing life, right? Or going through this transformation of, just simplifying your schedule, your wardrobe, your whatever it is, right? It's like your professional life, your personal life, like your life overall, right? Because that's what grounds you. But then it's like, you know that you have this clear direction forward. So you know that it's like you don't have to worry about what's being hidden from you. Actually, that is a very good thing. It's like a blessing, right? Because you're going to be given just the necessary sparkle. And in time, it's like you'll be able to know when it's time to leave this restful mode, right? Or this celebration, right? So that's interesting. Okay, Aries, I am going to pull more cards for you. As well as the astrological runes that are not here, but I'm going to get them. So if you want to follow me and just meet me in the extended, I'll be very happy to see you there. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.